so now that we've finished the carving, our base is going to be here, right? So that we have the angle is going to be tilted up. The base is going to be here so that we improve the strength of this base because this is too thin and too weak. Okay, and we've improved the structure of the deadwood to include hollows and the rotten spots so that it sort of all looks the same age as this rougher texture at the base. Okay, and we've removed the bulk here so that it better balances here and doesn't feel so heavy as if the tree is falling over. Now from this point we've got to focus on changing the line of this branch because it's so long and parallel to the rim of the pot, even if we change the angle, which means we're going to have to put a jigsaw blade in here and cut up so that we can change the angle of this branch, bring this up here, then we're going to have to bring this over into here, and we're going to form the tree with its crown and the branch coming out like so. We can get paint on the live vein and wipe it off, but with pines, if we get it on the bark, it doesn't wipe off, right? We have to be very precise about how we paint these, and we've also got to be quick because the longer that it takes for us to paint this, the more time that these different conditions on the deadwood have a chance to dry. We want uniform color. And there's always going to be some natural variation, right?
To me. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so now you're there. Okay.
We go, yes. You had to get me on one of the hardest spots though.
So now we've got the structure of the tree set. The major branches are in place, but we have one significant problem with the shape of the tree in general. So as we pull this larger branch back, okay, we ended up pulling the whole tree backwards like so. So if we look at it from the side, now we have the apex really far forward and the main branch is sitting back a little ways. Now this main branch, it doesn't have to be farther forward than the apex, but it needs to be farther forward than it is now. Okay, so there's nothing we can do about this. We don't have the length, it's bent as far as it can go here, right? So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to do this by giving the impression that this is much longer than it really is. Reducing the width here, okay, the visual mass here, which is going to make this look longer here and bigger, right? And then we're going to improve this with wire, okay? But we still want to use these branches to cover this area here. So that's the mission now. So this is wire right here, yeah? And this right here. So then when you look at it from here, okay, as opposed to this, that's here, with the wire. Okay. Okay, so we're now finished with the work. What we started with was a very interesting piece of dead wood here, and we had too much visual weight here, so we reduced this. We increased the drama of this dead wood. Okay, we inserted the jigsaw here and cut this dead wood, and then we proceeded to pull the entire tree back and then up towards this so that we reduce the length of the tree. Alright, and now we've wired out all the branches, styled it out so that we have our main branch here. We've shortened this visually, created the apex here, and created a much more compact tree. So again, this is the area that was bent up after we inserted the jigsaw here. Bent up. And then we compress this side into the tree to reduce this width and compact the tree, so we had a more compact, smaller tree to increase the focus on this interesting section of trunk.